Suppose you go to a party with 4 Americans and 4 Canadians, none of whom you've met. How many people must you meet to be sure of meeting 1 Canadian and 1 American? So in this example, what we want to do is consider all of the possibilities. And I want to just use A and C for American and Canadian and write out some different possibilities. I could start with meeting just one person. If I meet just one person, there are 2 possibilities. I'm either meeting an American or a Canadian. Then I could meet maybe just 2 people. If I meet 2 people, I'm either meeting 2 Americans, an American and a Canadian. If order matters, I could say a Canadian, then an American, or 2 Canadians. If I meet 3 people at this party, then they could be these possibilities. All Americans, American and 1 Canadian. And again, if order matters, then I should go through and technically list all those different possibilities like this, for instance. Then I could meet 1 American and 2 Canadians. Again, if order matters, I need to list the different possibilities of that. And then I could meet 3 Canadians. That could also be a possibility. Now here I've been saying things like if order matters. I don't believe order matters in this particular example. It doesn't mention anything like that, so I don't think we have to worry about it. But even at this point, if I'm looking at my different possibilities, if I meet one person, I'm not guaranteed to meet each 1 Canadian and 1 American. I'm only going to meet either or, not both. So if I meet 2 people, again, I'm not guaranteed to meet an American and a Canadian. This may happen instead. Same thing with 3 people. I may have this happen and not get a mix of at least 1 American and 1 Canadian. So I can continue this systematic listing of all the different options. And I could go through with 4 people, with 5 people, but we find that it's 5 people is when that would happen. So at 5 people, I could meet 4 Americans, but that 5th person has to be a Canadian because there is a limit of only 4 Americans at the party. So at this point, I've got at least one scenario where I'm guaranteed to meet 1 American and 1 Canadian, and that happens when I meet at least 5 people.